Hello there survivors, and welcome back to another build tutorial in ARK Survival Ascended. Today I will show you how to build this very simple and easy to build Astraeos Greek house that I used as the Fletcher in my own town. Whether you're just looking for a simple early game house or you're looking for some addition to your own Greek town or base, this one will definitely help you out. It has a little work area in front, a little courtyard in front with a little shed to the side, as well as the main house itself, which is nice, simple and cozy. As always, if you enjoy seeing these build tutorials and you want to continue to see more, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course feel free to leave your suggestions down in the comments below. Okay, of course we're getting started by placing down a foundation. You want to start by placing 4 of them right next to each other. Then we go around the corner and we add 4 more so that it is 5 in total. Then you can add 1 right here to the end. So now we have 4 here on the outside still. Then this one we make 3 long in total, just like this. And then this side here is going to be 7 in total, so just like that. Then this we can bring almost all the way to the end, but then rather place a foundation down here. Now that we have the outline, we can start filling in the rest of the shape. So we just add all of these foundations in, and there we go. That's kind of the shape that we need. Then we bring out some stairs. We add 2 of them right over there and 1 of them right to this corner. Now if your landscape allows it, you can have a slope wall to that side and to this side. Sometimes it might not. If you have cheats, you can of course ghost it to the ground to get in there, but for now that will do. Then we want to take out our pillars. We want to connect 2 of them right on this corner and make sure you connect it down into the ground. On this other corner we also bring up 2, once again connected to the ground. Not in the corner, but one earlier. We're going to add 2 more pillars, then connect it to the ground. Then we leave a gap of 3 and add 2 more pillars right there. That is going to be the layout for the main building. But first, we're going to build the little shed on the side. So here we have 1 pillar, another pillar, and connect both of them to the ground. Leave a gap of 2, add a pillar here, and a pillar in front. We want to change the beams. Start the beams going across like this, so 4 of them here and 1 of them here too. Then for the walls, we want to have a full wall here at the end. Then we can go to the double doorways and start filling 4 of them in right like this. Then we can take out a little quarter ceiling and add a little ledge here to the side of the building, just like so. And we can do the same thing here on the other side, equal distance, so we stop it right over there. We can actually change this to the frontier skin as well as these other ones on this side over here. We can change the pillars and the beams to the frontier skins as well, just like that. This wall can be frontier and these doorways can be frontier skins too. Then we take out our doors and we add them in here on the back. And then with the 3rd variant, we can get these really nice grated doors. Then on top of here, we want to add in some slope walls. We want to make sure that we get the right snap point, add 2 of them in, and then once again, use the 3rd variant. Then for the roof, we want to use ramps. We start right over here, add at least 3 of them in. Then on the other side, we can do the same. Now on official, you just want to, of course, add this one in. If you want to overhang, you will need the full ramp on the outside, which isn't ideal. It's a bit much. But on unofficial, with collisions, you can have these ones right here. And that fills in that quite nicely. But you have a nicer, smaller overhang on the outside. And then, of course, we can add in the beams on top as well. We want to change those to the frontier skin, and then we can of course change the roofs to the 3rd or the 2nd variant depending on what you like. 3rd variant has these nice little details on the end, and there we go. We have the little shed here on the side quite easily. Then we can actually take out some railings. We can add 3 here, 1 over there, and then we can follow this side all the way through until we get over here. Now you can use Astraeos skins for these, but I also like keeping a little bit of the wooden touch around this place, so I prefer to use the Frontier skins on them because it's a nice contrast with all of the Astraeos skins we got going on. Then we're gonna focus on the main building here. So first of all, we'll take a stone doorway and we'll add it right here on the side of the building. Then over here, we want to add the full doorway. We want to have a little window next to it. And then here on the corner, we want to have a window. And then right there, we want to have a window. We can add a second window here, not a second one there because it doesn't make a lot of sense with the wall being there. On this side of the building, we want to add a window in each of the corners. Same thing here on the other side. And on this side, we're actually going to add 2 up here and 2 up there again. Then we can start filling in the rest of the walls just like this. And that one definitely didn't need to be there. On this side, of course, fill in the remaining walls. Do the same thing here on the other side. And of course, this main wall also can be filled in wherever we left it open. Then we can take out our beams. We can add them around the building, except where we have any doors going on. So we can have them here. We can still have them here as well. Here we can have 1. Then we can have 3 over here. And then, of course, we have another doorway. So now we can take out our Frontier skins, change the pillars as well as the beams to the Frontier skins once again to get that really nice contrast with the Astraeos skins of the build. There we go. So we just want to make sure that we change all of them to the Frontier one. There we go. Just like that. Already adds in a lot. And of course, don't forget to add in all the windows and all the doors so that we don't forget about those. There we go, all the way around. And of course here we want to add in a door as well. Then along the side we want to take out our quarter ceilings and just kind of follow it all the way along, just like this. And of course on the other side we're going to do the exact same thing, so we'll just kind of follow along like this all the way through. There we go. And then these we also want to change to the Frontier skin. So we get the nice wooden textures in on both sides, just like that. Then in the end, we want to add 4 quarter walls in the middle, just like this. Same over here. There we go. And then, of course, we can have our slope walls around it. So we get this shape going on. Same thing here on the other side. Add in our slope walls just like that. And then, of course, change them to the third variant to get the right shape. And then of course for the roof we want to use ramps again. For official you want to start right here. You could have another full overhang on the outside of course, but once again with collisions we can place one right over here. Then you kind of just want to follow this along, so you just want to make sure that it goes up, and then you can fill it in from one side to the other, no matter you're going for the official way or for this way. It both should line up perfectly on the other side. And then, of course, the other side of the roof, we're going to also just fill in with the same way. So all the way across, we add in the ramps just like this. And on top, we want to have the beams going on top of the roof. We can change those again to the Frontier skin just like that. And then here, of course, you can add them on the end of the roof again. There we go. Same thing here on the other side of the building. And there we are. Now the rest of the skins are quite easy. If you want to have the fancy details on the foundations, you want to use the second variant on the stairs as well. And then we can go, of course, go around all the way to make sure that our foundations are all changed, as well as the stairs to get that started. And of course, fill in the entirety of the foundation. We also want to go around the top layer of our walls and change those, as well as these ones. Unless you want them blank, then you can use the first variant or a different pattern with the third variant. Then we'll just follow along like this over here as well, all the way across. And then of course we don't forget to add in the second layer of the roof all the way through from one side to the other, so that we have the nice iconic roof. All that's left is then the first layer, where we can change all of them to the first variant. There we go. And of course we also want to make sure that we don't forget about all the different windows we have. There we go. This side as well, of course. Change all of these to the first variant. And there we go. That is our little simple house with a little workplace. For me, it is the Fletcher, but I think it looks quite nice. It's simple, but very effective as an early base, or maybe just as a nice addition to your Greek town. Here we go. We are in my Greek town that I'm working on, and right over here we've got the Fletcher that I built. Now for the decorations, I've used a couple of mods. JVH Landscaping for the plants. We got a bunch of barrels and other decor from the Castlecraft Deco mod, the Western Deco mod, as well as Castle Keeps and Forts. So yeah, we have a little bit of details around the place, including these awesome bow racks, the cards from the Western Deco mod, these cool signs as well, and just a bunch of barrels to fill some life into the place, the hay from the Western Deco, and some archery targets from the Castle Keeps and Forts mod, which really adds a bunch of life to it, as well as, of course, just the greenery around the place, which really helps a lot as well. But yeah, there you go. That is how you build this simple Greek Astraeos house, or a Fletcher in my case. Hopefully you did enjoy the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I hope to see you again in the next video or stream. For now, goodbye.